Hey, it's Shawnee, and I'm back on the episode of Shawnee's Lab. So I want to come in here and talk about the Netflix movie that was released a couple days ago. I finally watched it. It was called Secret Obsession. It stars Brenda Song, and if you grew up, watching the Disney Channel, you remember Brenda Song from things like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and as well as Wendy Wu, the Homecoming Warrior. So, the movie, it wasn't something that we haven't already seen. A girl gets kidnapped by a crazy guy. He takes her to undisclosed location. There's no internet. There's no Wi-Fi. What's going on, blah, blah, blah. What I do give the movie credit for is, I did enjoy the acting and the chemistry between Brenda Song and Morgan Freeman. I do, not Morgan Freeman. Why the hell did I say Morgan Freeman? I forget what the guy's name is, but I always think that him and Morgan Freeman are the same person. But, I enjoyed the chemistry between them two. The gist of the story actually was kind of good because so what happened was the woman, when the movie starts off, she's at this undisclosed location, where she's trying to get away from somebody that's like chasing her or stalking her, following her or whatever. And then eventually she gets hit by a car, and then when the movie picks up again, she's in a hospital, and there's her husband, or so he says, is there. And the only thing that got me about this movie was, just the lack of the storytelling. Like, first of all, in real life, and I get this is a movie, so this might be an overestimation, but in real life, you can't just come in with some family photos, not show ID, not have any real legitimate proof that this is your wife or that you know this person, and the hospital let you take them, especially when she suffered a concussion, and she, having short-term memory loss from when she got hit by the car in the beginning of the movie. So that right there, I was like, okay, so he just showed up to the hospital, said this was my wife, and like nobody asked for ID, like he gave them the wrong address, he gave them the wrong telephone numbers, like the shit was wild. And when you think of how, like hospitals and stuff are today, you can't just do that, You need legitimate proof, that you are related to, especially if you're taking them out of the hospital. Then he takes her to this, far away place, where the nearest neighbor is like a mile away, it's like I've seen it before, It's like the gist of the story. I've seen it before. The only difference was that he killed her parents, he killed her actual husband. And the whole time you didn't know, like you assumed that because she had memory loss that he just came up with the idea like, oh, we were married, And then when they got to the house, he had photoshopped himself onto all the pictures. Like, oh my, that was creepy. It was weird. But in general, I didn't see. I just didn't see it. I feel like it was a good movie, but the storytelling could have been greater, as well as let's see. I'm trying to think because it was a specific scene in the movie that I really enjoyed. The scene where the police officer comes to her house. So I'm like, okay, I was happy when he finally found where the guy had took her. But then it made me mad because. Sorry. It made me mad because he didn't come with backup. So it was like, how are you coming to save someone with no backup and a small gun? Like, okay. So yeah, Secret Obsession on Netflix. Check it out. This I do recommend. It's a lot of movies that are similar to this, but a lot of movies are like that today, which is why I said I'm getting tired of these, money grab remakes. But if you wanted to check it out, I checked it out based on the premise of Brenda Song. I haven't seen her in a long time, or in a movie in a long time, so I wanted to see, where her acting skills were now. And I enjoyed her acting. I just felt like the movie could have been better and the writing could have been better. Other than that, like the storyline kind of went flat in a lot of areas because it was like a lot of darts, and you're like, okay, so like it just is. I guess it was a good watch though. So if you want to check it out, make sure you check it out. Secret Obsession on Netflix.